Hello everyone. Today I would like to talk about Mother's Day. As many holidays, Mother's Day is one of them that can be very traumatic and can be a major trigger. And so what can you do to remove that trigger? And what can you do to make the day less traumatic? And so I thought of 6 steps that you can take to help you cope with Mother's Day, with the holidays, and go from traumatic to a day where you can have peace and even find some joy. And so the first point is define what is a mother. This is where all the pain is, the injustice is, a lot of suffering, and so much sadness. And so culture, family, church, community, friends, you define what a mother is. They define what is a good mom. They define what is not a good mom and why somebody is not a good mom. And so the first step, what is really important, you need to take a moment and think, am I allowing all the other people around me to define for me what a mom does and what a mom is? This is what we feel like. This is what all of us want. Sadly, some moms have only this 50-50. Some moms have even less. And some moms have only a phone call. And so if we focus, we flip it over, if you focus on all of this, on all that we don't have, on all that we long for, all that we're supposed to have, all of this where the injustice is, it causes so much trauma, so much hurt, and so much pain. And it causes, and then many things will trigger you. And so when we are going to define what is a mother, is this a mother? Or is this a mother? Is this a good mom? Or is that a good mom? Is the mom who only has a phone call a good mom? Is a mom who is only have a phone call, she failed as a mom? She has no ability to make a difference in her children's life. She can't love her children. Is a mom who has it all and is all the time with the children, who's very dedicated? Is she a mom? Can you only be a mom this way? So I would like to answer that with a story. I know a mom that only has this. She only get to talk to her children. And so one day, she talked with her son, and she found out that he got bullied at school, and he doesn't have any friends. So from that day on, every day, no matter if she only got to talk 5 minutes, 20 minutes, an hour, every day, she talked with her son about how God saw him, how much God loves him, his value, his good heart. She would go over all his classmates and try to find him a friend. And so one day, the son called and said, "Mom, I have a friend." And so this mom, who never saw her son, who had only a phone call every day, and every day the time would be different, she helped her son find a friend. Then there was this mom, and she's married, she has multiple children, so one of her sons came home, cried, and said, Mom, I'm getting bullied every day at school and I don't have any friends. Nobody likes me. And so this mom did exactly the same thing. She hugged her son and she talked with him about how God loves him, how valuable he is in God's eyes. She went over all the classmates and tried to find him a friend. And so also her son came home one day and said, Mom, I found a friend. So the question is, who is a mom? Was she a mom? Was she a mom? Was she a good mom? Or was she a good mom? Who is the bad mom? She? Or the one who only had a phone call? Was she a bad mom? And so the answer is, both of the moms were great moms. And they used their skills, their talents, their gift and the knowledge that God gave them to help their son. And so, with this story, define what is a mother. And number 2, adjust your belief. What do you believe? Take a moment and think, what do I believe? What do you believe? Do you believe that this never can be a good mom? Do you believe that you never can be effective as a mom when you have only phone calls? Or you only get them for a few hours? Do you believe that you do not matter as a mom, as a person, as a woman when you have only this? And do you believe that the only way when you matter, when you value, when you are valuable, when you are effective as a woman and as a mom is when you have this? What do you believe? And so think about the story and then answer the question. And so number 3 is another very important point is you need to regulate your emotions and your feelings. And so I want to quickly give a very simple definition of self-regulation. So self-regulation involves controlling one's behavior, emotions, and thoughts in the pursuit of long-term goals. And so your goal is going to be that you want to regulate your emotions and your feelings when it's a holiday so that you do not get triggered. So you do not have a traumatic day. And so your goal is going to be, how can I have a Mother's Day without feeling so traumatized, without the pain, unbearable pain? And so to regulate yourself, to start it on the day when you are triggered is very hard. So self-regulation, you start it before the holiday, way before. And so you take control and think of a wildfire. When you just let it go loose, it will bring a lot of destruction and it will grow big really fast. And so that's why you just don't let yourself hit by the triggers and the trauma, and then you get this explosion of pain and trauma and trigger upon trigger and sadness and all the overwhelming feelings that you feel. And so before the day comes, you're going to regulate your emotions and your feelings, and you're going to take control over them. And so I say that, and at the same time, I want to say that you need to do that with grace. Because when you had every year, you had days that all you could do was cry on Mother's Day all day long. You had such a big knot in your stomach. You felt so much anxiety. You felt so much pain that it was unbearable. And then all of a sudden this year, you're going to decide that it's going to go all away. That's not realistic. And so it's a process. And so this is your goal. And so you're going to take it step by step, and you're going to try, you're going to prepare yourself, and you're going to give yourself grace so that when the day comes and you do have a moment that you just fall apart and you just have to cry, it's okay. Allow yourself to cry and it's okay. And so then be realistic in that and think about it. You know, you went from a day where you cried for days, and all day long on the day of Mother's Day, you went to maybe crying one time or twice. That is a huge improvement. Okay? So do take those steps, give yourself grace. But when you feel the pain, don't dwell in it. Don't let it go its own way. You self-regulate all the time. Before the day, on the day, you self-regulate. After you cry, you take a shower, you put on some makeup, you make your hair look beautiful, put on some nice clothes, and you go do something fun. And so that is, you're going to self-regulate. Number 4 is you set a goal with grace. So your goal, the day ahead, you're going to think about steps how you can self-regulate. And then you need to have a goal in mind. So what is your goal? Is your goal like, okay, I cried every year, I cry all day, and I can't sleep the night before, the night after, I can't eat. So what is your goal? You go and you're going to think about, you know what, that day I'm not going to sit in my house and just cry all day long. I'm going to go to the lake. I'm going to the favorite spot at the lake, or I'm going to go and eat at my favorite restaurant, or I'm going to order my favorite pizza and eat my favorite dessert, or I love taking baths, and so I'm going to take this amazing bath, right? So make a goal how you can do it different this year, and set steps and make very practical things, plan practical things, so it's different than the year before. Then step number 5 is you prepare your mind and your heart. And so instead of allowing the holiday to come and just to hit you wherever it wants to hit you and how it wants to hit you, you're going to prepare and you say, you know what, Mother's Day is coming. And so you're going to prepare your mind. If you know it's a trigger and it causes you trauma, then take the weight of the day, take it off, make the day lighter. And so think about this. If you think it's Mother's Day and of all days, I should have my children on my day, and everybody in the whole wide world has their children and surrounded by their children, and mothers get pampered and get gifts, and I have nothing, never, I have everything. Do you hear the weight? Or you say, you know what? Tomorrow's Sunday. It's just another day. Yes, it's Mother's Day, but it's also another Sunday. It's just another Sunday on the calendar. And so if you approach Mother's Day, and if you know that sometimes on the holidays, a lot of exchange of visitation, times can get limited, phone calls cannot happen, weekends can be only turned in on a day, and so a lot of things can happen. You're going to approach that, and you're going to prepare that, and you're going to take the weight of it. And so doing that doesn't make it something that's wrong, right? Yes, you are supposed to get your call. Yes, you are supposed to get your 3 hours. Yes, you are supposed to have your children for the whole weekend. That is not where we are changing. You're going to take off the weight. And so to help you to remove the trigger and to make the trauma less traumatic, you're just going to make it less heavy. And so you're going to say, it's just another day. It's just another day of the week. So you prepare your mind already mentally about what is about to come. And you're going to decide how your attitude towards that day is going to be. And so number 6 is you choose to respond. And so as I said before, it's like a lot of times on holidays, you can have tension, things can go wrong, exchange cannot happen. And so that can cause also be a trigger, a lot of pain, a lot of frustration. And so you can prepare yourself already for that mentally. If that happens on a regular basis, then you know that there is a very big chance that it will happen also on Mother's Day. And so you prepare yourself, and then you do not focus on him, because the abuser you have no control over. If he wants to be abusive, he will be abusive. So you take control of yourself and you decide how you are going to respond. And so, are you going to allow somebody who lives miles away, are you going to allow that person to destroy your whole day, your whole weekend maybe, or maybe your whole week? Or are you going to take charge, and you're going to take control of you, and you are going to choose how you are going to respond. And you can choose and say, you know what? If I get a call, if I don't get a call, I'm going to have a fun lake on Mother's Day. Fun day on Mother's Day at the lake. If I get my 3 hours, and on my 3 hours, you know what? I'm going to get a lovely bubble bath. I'm going to enjoy myself. I'm going to paint my nails. I'm going to order in some wonderful food and snacks. You can say, I'm going to go to the restaurant. And so there are many things that you can choose to do, and many things that you do have control over. And so you let go of the part that you cannot control. You cannot control if he's gonna let you talk to the children or not. You cannot control if he is gonna give you 3 hours or only 1 hour. You have zero control over that. But you do have control over how you are gonna respond to that, and what are you gonna do. Are you gonna cause that behavior for you to have a day full of crying and pain? Or are you gonna decide and you're gonna plan ahead and give yourself a good day? You create the day. You create a good day. You create fun things. You give yourself some treats. And so with that, you can reduce triggers, and it helps you to cope, and it helps you to reduce trauma. And it's like a muscle, and the first time when you go run for a marathon, the first time you go and practice, it costs a lot out of you, right? But every time when you practice more and more and more, it becomes easier, and then you can do the marathon. That's the same with this. You need to do all these steps, and you give yourself grace. You're not going to go from having an extreme traumatic day to totally being fine. It's a process, but you keep going and you keep trying. You keep preparing yourself. You keep taking charge of you, of your own emotions, about your own heart, about take control of your own feelings, your own choices. You choose. You choose ahead of time what kind of day you want on Mother's Day. And then you go and plan and make a goal how you want Mother's Day to be. And will it be perfectly like that? No, it won't. You definitely will have moments that you have to cry. And so with that, then pick out a friend that will lift you up, and not go sit with you and stir up more bitterness or anger in your heart. If you cry and you fall apart, it's totally okay. Pick a friend that will lift you up and speak life and truth and encouragement and love over your life. So this was my video about Mother's Day, and I wish all the moms a very good Mother's Day. It will be a different Mother Day than other moms, but that is okay. That's why we're gonna redefine. We're not gonna compare ourselves to other mothers. You're gonna be the mom in your situation that God created you to be. And think about the story about the bullying. That even though if you have a lot of time or little time with your children, you can be a great mom. You can be the mom that God created you to be. And God will give you the skills. And so you take one step at a time and you just keep moving forward. You keep trying and you keep working on it and you will get there. And so everyone, you have a very good and a happy and a peaceful Mother's Day.